The Fuller Project is changing what it looks like to report about women by showing what hard-hitting, rigorous reporting about women looks like.
We're telling stories about underreported issues, reproductive health, migration issues, sexual violence.
But the journalism that we tell is messy, as complex as the women that we speak to. It's not a story you're going to get anywhere else.
Further than raising awareness, it could actually provoke change.
My name is Sophia Jones. I'm global editor at The Fuller Project. I had come across women in Afghanistan who had been imprisoned for sham virginity testing, and we wanted to see if it was happening in the United States. The Fuller Project and Marie Claire magazine together published a 4-part series. New York and California introduced legislation that could ban the practice of virginity testing. And in the Philippines, state-run clinics that had been performing hymen exams stopped doing so.
My name is Jessica Washington. I'm a journalist for The Fuller Project. In reporting the story on Wisconsin mothers, I spoke to this woman in Milwaukee, 19 years old. She was really trying to take care of her family, focusing on the mothers that I spoke to about their own experiences and treating them like the experts on their bodies and their situations, make a story that I could be proud of sharing.
My name is Corian Redfern, and I'm a reporter with The Fuller Project. I received a grant to do a series of stories in Bangladesh to look at how child marriage acts as a precursor to sex trafficking. We placed the first piece with Elle UK, and it became one of the most read stories on their website that year. The US State Department acknowledged the link between trafficking and child marriage in Bangladesh for the first time.
My name is Rika Sharma Rani. We partnered with the Montgomery Advertiser on a series about human trafficking. One of the major trafficking thoroughfares in the country runs through Alabama all the way down to Florida. I spoke with a woman named Clara who had started being trafficked at the age of 14, an illustration of what trafficking looks like in the United States. When myths and misconceptions about trafficking start to bubble up, this piece will debunk those misconceptions.
My name is Louise Donovan. One of the most important stories that I've worked on was about Kenyan domestic workers trapped in the Middle East. I was put in touch with a woman called Apasaki. She was locked in a room with 8 other women. One of these women was actually chained to the wall, and my Fuller Project editor took the reporting to the New York Times. Every woman I spoke to is now back home.
I gave up. I thought that I won't go home, but finally God has listened to my prayers.
They told me that this story and the repercussions of this reporting had saved their lives.